Welcome back, Rich Minds. It's your boy Reno coming back to you with another video. And today's topic is gonna be 5 reasons to keep your enemies away. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, this video is based upon all the reasons of why you should keep your enemies away. All right, now let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I know it's going to be somebody in the comments saying, Reno, I thought we were supposed to keep our enemies close. Well, here's the thing, y'all. On this channel, it's about evolution and it's about growing, okay? And I also believe that it's a time and place for everything. And so I had a loyal supporter by the name of Miss B, okay? And she brought this to my attention. She asked, could I do a video on this topic? And, you know, I concurred to it because I thought it was a great controversial, but not only that, y'all, just a beautiful topic to speak on. We have to understand that, listen, we got to keep our enemies away. Sometimes it's not always good to bring them in our circles. It's not always good to bring them in our space. Yes, sir. So in this video, y'all, we're going to speak about every single reason, okay, of why you should keep your enemies away, all right? But before we do so, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video if anything resonates with you, as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. And not only that, y'all, be sure to drop in the comments and say, stay away, enemy. Yes, sir. Be sure to drop in the comments, family, and say, stay away, enemy. All right? So the first reason of why you should keep your enemies away, family, is going to be this, y'all. Infiltration, all right? Let me say it louder for the chosen ones in the back. Now, I know I speak about infiltration a lot, but I couldn't help but to make this a reason, because when you're dealing with the enemy, that's the first thing that they want to do, okay? That's the first thing that they're going to try to attempt, all right? You got to think about anybody you had beef with, anybody you had problems with, anybody you had troubles with, okay? These people or snakes, they slick and they slide, and they'll do anything to bring down your organization. Yes, sir. They'll do anything to bring you down. They'll do anything to bring down anything that you have built, all right? Your foundation. They'll do it all, y'all. I mean, you see it at work every day, all right? You see it at school. You see it whenever you just go out in regular society. You see it. People are malicious and very vile, all right? You have to think of it like this, y'all. It's like a pet snake, okay? A pet snake. Realize this, y'all. If you allow that pet snake to be on the loose, you have to realize that at the end of the day, you have to expect for a snake to be a snake. You have to expect for a snake to be a snake. Reno, but what do you mean by that? Okay, this is your pet snake, all right? And maybe he's a good snake sometimes, okay? But if you let that snake loose, your pet snake, well, guess what? That same snake can be the same thing that bite your kid. Yes, sir. That can be the same thing that try to choke out your dog. That same pet snake can be the one, all right, that bring down something inside your house. Well, what are you saying right now? At the end of the day, y'all, it's still a snake, okay? That enemy, that friend, that family member, they're still a snake. And so a lot of times, y'all, we say, keep your enemies close, right? And a lot of wise people have said that. However, I can understand why you wouldn't want to keep them close. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you have to realize that a leopard never changed their spots and a tiger never changed their stripes. Yes, sir. Which means that if they're going to do something and you already know what they're capable of, whenever they do it, you shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised, family. And so all I want y'all to realize is it causes infiltration. Okay? If you bring a snake inside your circle, expect for somebody to get bit. Yeah, it came off as a pet. Yeah, it did. However, a snake is a snake. All right? A leopard is a leopard. A tiger is a tiger. Okay? A duck is a duck. I mean, the list can keep going on and on, people. But what I want you to realize is the main reason of why you should keep your enemies away is to avoid infiltration. All right? Right here, y'all, in Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26, he speaks on it. It says, for among my people are found wicked men. They lie in wait as one who sets snares. They set a trap and they catch men. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the chosen ones in the back. Listen right here, family. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26, it speaks on it heavily. It's telling you, for among my people are found wicked men, okay? They lie in wait as one who sets snares, okay? They set a trap, they catch men. This is equivalent to you bringing somebody inside your circle, all right? You can't be, shocked when they do something, when they try to ensnare somebody, when they try to set a trap for you, all right? You have to understand this is what comes with having your enemies close. You got to keep your enemies far, far, far away. Understand something, y'all. Your enemies must be crushed and identified. Yes, sir. Let me say it once again, y'all. Your enemies must be crushed and identified. You have to identify the enemy. You have to identify your enemy, and you have to crush them and alleviate them as soon as possible. Discard them just like a dirty diaper. Yes, sir. Shout out to Miss B on that one, y'all. But understand what I'm saying. One of the main reasons is infiltration, all right? Again, we've seen this with major organizations. We've seen this with major companies. We've seen this in the Bible. We've seen this everywhere, y'all. Infiltration can bring down a great organization. Yes, sir. And unless you want to be a part of the organization, I advise you, okay? I highly advise you to keep your enemies away, y'all. Keep the enemies over yonder. You know how your grandma used to say it back in the day? Stay over yonder. Yes, sir. Understand what I'm saying, y'all. And so if that resonated with you, be sure to drop in the comments and say, stay away, enemy. Yes, sir. Now, the second reason of why you should keep the enemy as far as where it's possible is going to be the chosen ones. You got to shine light on the devil. Yes, sir. Let me say that one louder for the chosen ones in the back. You're going to have to shine light on the devil. Well, Reno, why would I do something like that? That's stupid. Well, actually, it's not. And the reason why it's not is because you have to realize whenever you put that light, on the devil, then that's when you make him act right. Yes, sir. Whenever you shine, that star or that light that's inside you, when you put that anointing, when you put that spirit, when you put the light of God on the devil, that's when he's going to start acting right, or that's when he's going to expose himself. I want you to realize something. That's how you identify who you're dealing with. That's who you identify who they are. That's when you identify them. And then what's going to happen is, y'all, once you identify them, you put them in the position to crush themselves, or you're going to allow God to crush them. Either way it go, y'all, they must be identified and crushed. Get them away and discard them like a dirty diaper. I love this topic, y'all, because what people don't realize is if you don't put no light on the devil, he's going to continuously do what he's been doing. For example, everybody got that family member inside of their family. Everybody got that one friend who just can't get it right? You know they got messed up ways. You know they got evil ways. You know this. But see, you give them a pass, you shine no light on their darkness, and they keep doing it. How many of y'all know that person? Everybody want to excuse them. Oh, that's just how Keisha is. Oh, that's just how Tommy be acting, man. Don't even worry about that. Nah, we got to shine some light on Keisha. We going to have to shine some light on Tommy. We got to shine some light on that. Why? Because if we don't, they going to keep doing it. It's going to cause perpetuated behavior. Yes, sir. It's going to cause perpetuated behavior, meaning they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Why? Because nobody corrected it. Nobody shined light on it. They just did away with it. They just, you know what? We're just going to keep it over here. It's no different from places like the hood, right? I'm talking about like the ghetto, liquor stores. Yeah. J's on the outside. People who smoke dope. I'm talking about these areas. You know why they stay in the position that they are in? Outside of people voting, nobody wants to help build up this community, okay? Nobody wants to help build up these type of communities. People who get rich, they leave the community, okay? Yeah, they leave the community, and then they don't even go back to help out. I'm not saying that one person is supposed to do this type of work. But what I'm saying is, if everybody leave this particular community, who's going to deal with it and who's going to make it better? All right? This ain't got nothing to do with a society or a community. You're right, it don't. But see, what I'm saying is, if somebody shine light on this community, if somebody shine light on that society, if somebody shine light okay, in the hood, maybe somebody will try to come and attempt to clean it up. All right. And so, Reno, what are you saying right now? You got to shine light on the devil. Yes, sir, because that's the only way you're going to clean his ways up. And see, the devil is the father of confusion, and he's the father of lies, and he's the father of all evil, which means he'll never clean up his ways fully. But what he will do is get his act together before God come and crush him. Yeah, you got to shine the light on the enemy. And see, the devil works through people. And so once you shine that light, now he's forced to go to another soul. He's forced to hop inside of another body. I'm talking heavy right now, y'all. So realize what I'm saying. You must shine light on the devil. Right here, y'all, in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 13, it speaks on it briefly as well. It says, but all things that are exposed are made manifest by the light. For whatever makes manifest is light. Yes, sir. Let me say it once again, y'all. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 13, it says, but all things that are exposed are made manifest by the light. For whatever makes manifest is light. All right. So what is that saying? Let me just make it simple, easy, and clear for you. I'm going to make it plain for you. All right. The light will expose the darkness. I'm going to just say it just like that, y'all. The light will expose the darkness. It's not, it might expose the darkness. You know, it can possibly expose the darkness. No, light will expose the darkness. Light is going to expose the darkness. And so when the enemy is inside your circle, when the enemy is, you know, inside your house, you got to keep them far away. Shine some light on that devil. They must be crushed and identified immediately and discarded just like a dirty diaper. Yes, sir, I told y'all, this right here is going to be a heavy topic, all right? Keep your enemies far away as possible, all right? So you can alleviate all harm, alleviate all infiltration, okay? Shine the light on the devil. Shine the light on the devil because that's going to back him up. That's going to make him get away. You got to shine light on his dirty ways and shine light on his perverted and filthy thoughts, mindsets, and energies and things that he's doing. You got to keep that devil away. Shine the light on the devil, okay? That's a major reason, y'all, all right? And understand something. You must identify your enemy, all right? Don't identify with them, but identify them alone. And that's going to force them to back away, crush them, and discard them. Just like a dirty diaper, y'all. All right. Now, we're going to move on, y'all, to the third reason on why you should keep your enemies far away, family. It's going to be the chosen ones to save the lives of others. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you must keep your enemies far, far away. Why? Because you want to save the lives of others, okay? And so with this one right here, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get directly into the scripture so it can make more sense to you. So right here, y'all, in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4, it says, who desires all men to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. All right? Let me say it once again, y'all, louder for the chosen ones in the back. Yes, sir. 1 Timothy verse 2, chapter 4, it says, who desires all men to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. All right. See, anytime, y'all, you're dealing with God's children, and when you are a child of God, he's going to expect, okay, he got you on duty. He's going to expect that you save others. He's going to expect that you save his children. Yes, sir. He's going to expect that you save the weak ones. Okay. So you have to realize that it's much more than you. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than only your kids. It's bigger than only your family. You got to keep the enemy far, far away because you may be the one who's saving the lives of others. You may be the one who's saving the lives of others. Listen, y'all, you have to look at it like this. Let's just say a madman, you know, who's been in prison, he's a murderer, and he just escaped prison, right? And this happened all the time, by the way. But he just escaped prison some miraculously way. Like, he just got out of there. I don't know what he was. He was the next El Chapo or something like that, right? And so now what's going to happen is he's going to be on every blog site. He's going to be in every newspaper. He's going to be all over social media, right? Why? Because they're trying to save the lives of other people. They're trying to save the lives of others in the world. Why? Because ain't no telling what this madman is about to do who just escaped from prison. He already done killed somebody in there. He ain't got nothing to lose. And see, the enemy just like that. He don't have nothing to lose. The enemy knows that his end is near. Somebody drop in the comments and say, the enemy is done. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say the enemy is done. Why do I have you to say that? Because the enemy knows that his time is almost up. And so he want to bring as many people down with him as possible. He knows his time almost up. He already know this. Okay? And so what I want you to realize is you just may be that individual who's saving the lives of many people. Just by identifying the enemy, just by crushing the enemy, you got to go ahead and get him back, because he's depending on you to allow him to stay in. He don't want you to say nothing. No, he don't want you to say anything. Okay, and so what I want you to realize is, y'all, the enemy must be crushed and identified. All right, identify the enemy. Okay, more importantly, listen, you may be the person who is saving the lives of many others, all right? And so we're going to go ahead and get to the next one, y'all, which is going to be number 4, all right? So the next one, God said, take none of their ways. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, God said, take none of their ways. As y'all already know, y'all, bad association spoil useful habits. No need for me to quote that again. I said a lot. However, it's true. Okay, but even more importantly, y'all, you have to realize that the more and the longer they are around, you keep your enemy around. It's in human nature to begin to act like certain things that are around us. It is in human nature to begin to take some of their ways. This is why you have to pay attention to your circle. This is why you got to pay attention who you talk to daily. And this is why you got to pay attention to what you consume. Whether that's social media, whether that's talking to a friend, whether that's talking to a family member, right? You have to pay attention to what you consume. Whether you like it or not, you are consuming something every day. Whether you like it or not, you are consuming something every day. And so what I want you to realize is, if you're going to consume something, be sure to consume something that's positive. If you have the enemy around, the enemy is going to place certain things inside your arsenal, place certain things inside your subconscious mind, place certain things inside the circle. You start doing things that you would never even do. Why? Because you got the enemy around you. Because you have to realize, y'all, his job is to kill, steal, and destroy. And so with that being said, although he's disguising himself as a friend, at some point, his ways are going to show. Yeah, the enemy ways are going to show. And so I need y'all to realize something, y'all. You're going to have to realize that God said take none of their ways, okay? So right here, y'all, in the scriptures, in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31, it speaks on it briefly as well. It says, do not envy the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Let me say it once again, y'all, louder. For the chosen ones in the back, y'all, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31, it speaks on it. It says, do not envy the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Yes, sir. That simply means, y'all, do not envy your enemies. Do not envy your enemies. And please take none of their ways, because they are evil. All right. It says in the scripture, y'all, that the days are evil. The days are wicked. You're dealing with wicked people. And the more you keep them around, all right, the more you begin to take more of their ways. And this is why, in my opinion, I believe, and according to the Bible, I believe that it is best to stay away from your enemies. All right, because you don't want to take none of their ways. Once again, y'all, they must be identified and crushed immediately. Crushed immediately. Okay, this is a real thing. And so, y'all, I want to use an example as well, because you have to think of it like this. The movie In Too Deep with Omar Epps, y'all. This is a perfect example. The movie In Too Deep with Omar Epps. He was supposed to be an undercover cop, right? He went to the hood. This is the movie with, Nia Long, LL Cool J. I'm sure y'all know it. Y'all drop in the comments down below if y'all know about this movie. But In Too Deep, y'all, it had Omar Epps, LL Cool J, Nia Long, Hill Harper. It has some legends in that movie. To me, it's a classic, and I really like it. However, I got a message out that movie. See, he was around his enemies. Yeah, he was around his enemies. And see, what happened was, y'all, he began to start taking some of their ways. I'm talking about Omar Epps, y'all. he began to take some of LL Cool J ways. He was a drug dealer, right? Street dude. And all the other people who was inside the movie, they were drug dealers and street dudes. He began to take some of their ways. And how I know is because the cop, okay, was like, hey, man, what has gotten to you? Are you one of them? Right? And so he started, hanging around them so long to where he began to take some of their ways. He began to get emotionally attached to how they did things. He began to get emotionally attached to the hood and to these guys, to where he began to feel obligated. His loyalty was with them. And see, you don't want your loyalty to lie with the enemy. You don't want your loyalty to lie with people who don't mean you no well. All right? And so it's just like in too deep, y'all. You don't want to get too close to your enemy. You don't want to get too close to these people to where you begin to take some of their ways, and before you know it, you become just like them. All right? Keep the enemy far, far away. Yes, sir. They must be crushed and identified. All right? And so the last one, y'all, is going to be number 5. Okay? And this is, you must lead by example. All right? Let me say it once again, y'all, louder for the chosen ones in the back. You must lead by example. Okay, Reno, what does this mean? When it comes to leading by example, you have to realize that you are a leader. Okay, you was brought here to be a leader. You was brought here to do great things, and so people are going to look up to you. Family, I'm very aware that, there's thousands of people who look up to me. I'm very aware of that, right? And this is why I'm mindful of the things that I put out, because somebody is watching it. All right. I am inspiring the next kid. I am inspiring the next motivational speaker. I am inspiring the next preacher. I know for a fact. Okay. And so you have to look at yourself in that same way. Someone is watching you. Someone is watching you. And see, you never know who's watching. The more you keep that enemy around you, the more you keep that enemy inside your circle, people are going to pay attention to that. You got to lead by example, because if you do it, they gonna want to do it. If you do it, they gonna think it's okay to do it. And so what I want you to realize is, y'all, you must lead by example. Remember you was in school, and I don't know how many people had this experience, but sometimes the bully like to hang out with certain people, who is considered to be cool. But the person who's cool probably have some friends, right? And their friends are being bullied by the one who wants to hang out with the cool friend, and so what happens is, y'all, that cool friend has a decision to make. Either the cool friend is going to want to be accepted, okay, and he's not going to identify the bully, he's not going to crush the bully, he's not going to say anything about the bully, and he's going to excuse the bully's behavior, and he's going to allow his friends, all right, just for acceptance, allow his friends to get bullied, or he gonna say, nah, man, that ain't cool, bro. Or nah, that ain't cool, sis. You ain't gonna bully them. And so what are you saying right now, Reno? That cool friend, he had to lead by example, or she had to lead by example. And that's the same thing in this situation. You have to look at yourself as leading by example. Yes, sir, you must look at yourself as leading by example. Okay? Somebody drop in the comments and say lead by example. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say lead by example. All right. And so, y'all, I'm going to conclude this with a beautiful scripture. Okay. So, y'all, right here, family, in 1 Timothy, all right, chapter 4, verse 12, it says this right here, y'all. Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in the word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Let me say it once again, y'all, louder for the chosen ones in the back. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, it speaks on it, y'all. It says, let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in the word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity. All right? Realize something, y'all. You have a duty. You have a job. And you must take that duty and you must take that job serious. All right. There's people who are looking up to you. Okay. And God has put you in position to be a leader, which means you must lead by example. You can't be hanging out with the enemy. You don't need to keep your enemies close. All right. Because somebody is watching that. And so with that being said, family, we're going to go ahead and do a recap, y'all. And then we're going to conclude this video. So the recap, 5 reasons to keep your enemies away. It's going to be this, family. Number one, infiltration. Number two, you got to shine light on the devil. Number three, to save lives of others. Number four, God said, take none of their ways. And number five, you must lead by example. All right. Once again, y'all, this is an on-time prophetic and divine message. Be sure to meditate on this, relax on this. Okay. Fix it in your minds, y'all, and realize that you can't keep your enemies close to you. All right. You're not the same anymore. Everybody don't have good intentions for you. Okay, and so with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and conclude this video. Once again, y'all already know how we do. Y'all can check out any one of the links in my description. Check out any one of my books. That's 8 Steps to Self-Publishing, a Successful Book, Rich Mentality, Fairly Unequal, as well as Traumatized by Love. Also, be sure to check out any one of my memberships. That's my YouTube membership, as well as my Patreon. And don't forget, family, be sure to enroll inside my social influence course, where I show you how to build up your social media platform, as well as become a self-published author. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.